Hello and welcome back to the Mania World Cup 2016 4-key tournament, guys. Zetron here, joined with Deadbeat, and today we have a fantastic match to go over. This one is the big one, guys. The United States versus South Korea. Who will be able to win? Will it be our previous champs, or will South Korea dethrone them before they even have a chance to keep that no-win streak going? All right. So, I'm also Deadbeat. What do you think about this?
I think this is what we should be seeing next weekend with any luck.
Oh, so you think it's going to be a repeat of this next weekend?
God, I hope so.
Well, it could be very well that, but we have no idea what teams. They've had an entire week to practice. Who knows what's going to go on with this crazy map pool? Anybody can win this one, guys. And Twitch chat, remember, make sure to get super hyped. This is going to be a big match. And I said, no loss streak. I do apologize. You corrected me, Twitch chat. Thank you.
No win streak. Upper bracket
Yeah.
grand finals.
Yeah.
Well, finals.
Yeah, makes
How
all
did
the way
they
to
get
the grand
here?
finals, no wins at all. Grand finals qualifiers. How did they get here? They're just that awesome. All jokes aside, though, it does look like all of our contestants are starting to file into their teams. The United States seems to be going with Daiki, Gekido, and Krubble for their warm-ups, as well as South Korea is going to be taking Jakaz, Cheetos, and Kobo.
I do hope we get to see Halogen play this weekend.
Oh, for sure.
I missed him last weekend, so
He might have been gone last weekend, but he's definitely here. We've seen that he is online. I'm almost positive he is just waiting for his chance to shine here. Didn't get to see him in the semifinals. You are correct on that. And the U.S. had a tough time without him. So hopefully now that he is back, they will not have any bit of a problem. They need to be at their very best if they hope to defeat South Korea.
okay. No matter how you say that, I can't. No. Even if United States are on their best game, they're gonna struggle with this one.
Yeah, very true. It doesn't matter how well you do. South Korea is not something you want to play around with, and they are here to win. Now, the United States might have had the title from last year, but a lot can change in 1 year's time, and though they've made it to the finals yet again, it is very easy for them not to make it. Even if they do lose this, though, they will still have a chance to battle it out in the loser bracket and make a comeback for that rematch at the... But that is something you definitely like to avoid at all costs. So, that being said, it looks like we'll be going into our first warm-up. And man, if you didn't like Camilla before, you better really start liking it now, because it looks like that's going to be a lot. The map pool has Camilla in it. It looks like the warm-up is Camilla. And oh hey, the tiebreaker is Camilla.
This is like the Camilla map pool.
Very much so.
There's just so much of it. I don't think we've seen this much of one artist in a single map pool before.
No, but as I was talking with the map pool selectors, and we've had conversations about it in the past, getting up to the high end of the Mania 4-key bracket, a lot of the maps become what a lot of people in the Mania community or Step Mania community would call dumps. That's not to say that they're bad maps in the slightest, it's just the amount of keys and the amount of note presses you have to hit is just absolutely ridiculous. It's over the top, and it's constant non-ending action. The map pool selectors didn't try to have nothing but dumps. So as you can see, there's lots of SD maps and long variety maps as well, which have some of our hardcore Stepmania players a little flustered, but it is something that these players should be able to adapt to.
It is still going to be kind of info, like seeing both your top two teams like open up the map pool, because it will definitely give us a much better idea of what all of the players will want to play and ban.
All right, that being said, it looks like we're going to get into our first warm-up.
There's an interestingly designed background. I do like the styles for that one actually.
Yeah, and it does look like things are starting to pick up a little bit here. We're not seeing too many drops from anybody here. Even though the warm-up is a little bit on the fast side, we are seeing full combos at this moment. No drops. Kobo and Chitose holding very high accuracies, even at the very beginning. We do see minor alterations, little misclicks on these short long notes. Now remember guys, in order to get a 300 on a long note, you have to hold it and release it with the exact timing. To get a rainbow 300, it's the same thing, just rinse and repeat. Just make sure your accuracy is a little bit tighter.
Here's a fun little tidbit. I have a really good feeling that this was the US warm-up pick.
It could very well be.
I mean, especially considering the fact that the map is actually Crumble.
You would assume, but you never know. Like I said, with some mini maps being kind of rare in the higher end for Mania. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's tons of maps that are good, that are high end, but not as many that are competition level. And map pool selectors had a really tough time picking that. So these warm-ups, while you said it might just be, shameless US plug for trouble here, it could also just be that this is actually a very decent map for a warm-up.
Probably the latter, I'd assume.
And the scary part is if this is the United States warm-up, they really have to worry here. South Korea is dominating at the moment. It might not be a very high score lead, but that's all you need here in the Mania World Cup is just that little bit of edge over your competition, and you could take a victory. And as you can see with the warm-up here, we are seeing about a 60,000 point lead in favor of South Korea.
I think most of the time the United States will pick a warm-up as either A, is a good map for warm-up, or B, they're picking some trolley gimmick stupid map and just having a lot of fun with it.
Okay, so Twitch chat was telling me that my microphone was a little bit quiet. I hope it's not too loud now, and if it is, please, for the love of everything, just yell at me and say, hey, your voice is far too loud.
This is a pretty long map.
I wouldn't say that they are human anymore, Twitch chat. At this point, they've ascended past the normal human. They have robot fingers, every single one of them.
BPM 220 for a 5-minute map, pretty much. I don't think I can keep that up for 5 minutes.
It's not too bad to take a long warm-up into this, though. Definitely a little bit later for our U.S. players tonight. If anyone's around the same time zone as I am, it is 11 o'clock U.S. time in Central U.S. So definitely a little bit on the later side for the U.S. I don't believe that's going to affect their gameplay very much at all. And as we look on the opposite side, South Korea, a little bit early in the morning for them, if I'm not mistaken. Might be a little bit more early than they're used to as well. So definitely disadvantages all around. But, timing for these events gets pretty crazy towards the grand finals.
I think South Korea's got a pretty decent time. I mean, it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon for them.
Oh, that's super.
That's actually pretty good.
Yes, and for Twitch chat, yes, Canada was unfortunately out of the tournament. They lost last week in the semifinals.
Yeah, so last weekend they went 6-4 against Indonesia, and then they went 0-6 against Japan.
Yeah, Japan gave it to them, unfortunately, but it does.
Oh no, that was Chile. They lost to Brazil. Sorry,
Brazil. Yeah, they lost to Brazil. Dang it, deadbeat! Why are you giving me wrong info, sir? But that being said, though, it does look like South Korea is going to be able to take advantage of this first warm-up. It might have actually been their pick, deadbeat. So regardless of Crubble mapped that or not, it definitely seems like South Korea wanted to use that to warm up.
let's just see what the next map is, and then we'll decide from there.
Very so.
Various artists Overjoyed 5 mix, huh?
It's the Overjoy 5 mix.
I'm overjoyed to see this.
It looks like it switches songs quite a bit. Alright, that being said though, we should be getting into this next warm-up in just a moment. Things are pretty hot though, but Twitch chat, what about you guys? Do you feel that the United States is going to be able to take this victory, or do you feel that South Korea is going to be giving them a run for money and a potential win on their side? Let everyone know in the chat below. Spam it loud, spam it proud. Who do you want to see win this, the US or South Korea?
Cast your votes now.
You know, I wonder, I mean, yeah, we probably could have pulled up a straw poll, but I don't know. I mean, I hope that, you know, Twitch chat will open that up and just be like, we'll let you know who we want to see win.
What the hype for USA?
Yeah, I also see Twitch chat saying, wouldn't 4 key be easier than 7 key? Yes and no. 7 key can get just as dense as 4 key, and if you're not used to that many keys, it can be absolutely pain-wrecking, but 4 key can get absolutely mentally taxing when it comes to reading sections, as things can get a little bit more clustered. Not to say that 7 key can't get clustered, but there is a little bit more space for you to read better, and there is a middle button that mappers usually take advantage of to kind of transition from left to right hand play.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this thing's absolutely ridiculous. The broken hand in the background is like perfect. That's exactly what your hand would feel like after a World Cup bout, I do believe.
You want to know what the map description says then?
Enjoy breaking your hands?
I already played this if you're Korean.
Ah, well, US, I feel like you may have...
No, that's freaking from better. This was met by Ziff.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I can't tell who thinks what now.
Yeah, now remember guys, don't worry so much about the warm-ups here. It is a good way to basically let you know that Korea means business, but don't let that play with you, because the entire week...
Every round ever flashbacks.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like this was probably actually the Korean one. I mean, they're dominating this one a lot more than the first one.
Well, Twitch chat, we basically have Slain and a few others slated to come down and help us at some point. But right now, we are currently it's just me and Deadbeat time. What, you don't like me and Deadbeat?
I don't think they just don't like me.
Oh, sad face.
No one likes me.
Alright, that being said, guys, the warm-ups are over. Not looking too good for the United States going out of the boat, but hey, that's just the warm-ups, and that is all they are. And we'll be getting into the first matches in just a moment. We're starting to see the rolls. Halogen barely scraping by with that 84 points over Jacket's 81. Jacket's probably not too happy about that, but he will get the opportunity to ban first, which could possibly roll over in the favor of South Korea getting that first ban.
Alright, so it looks like homemade chocolate's gonna get banned first by South Korea. I think that's the rolls. Okay, how did you got 80? Whoa, that was really close. 84 to 81.
Yeah, it was nuts. Alright, and it looks like Halogen's gonna go ahead and get rid of Southern Waters Assault. So we will not see that. Unfortunately, the chat went a little bit too quick, and I was unable to grab what they were banning first. Oh, he said homemade chocolate stuff.
Yeah, Korea banned ready-made love, and USA banned out Southern Waters Assault 8-bit.
Alright. Those are actually two pretty decent bands, I would say. Ready Made Love is absolutely crazy. Kind of unfortunate that we won't get to see that in this match, which is a bummer, but you know, you gotta ban something.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Alright, so our players are going to go ahead and take a little bit of time to converse a strategy here, which is definitely something they're going to have to do at this point. Things are getting kind of rough.
Interesting how they knew exactly what they wanted to ban and not pick. I would have thought they'd know both straight away. Unless maybe they were going to pick Ready Made Love first.
That could have been a very man, tongue-tied today. It's just too hype of a match. I'm super excited and I'm trying not to spaz out. Sorry, Twitch chat, but no. Definitely could have been what they were doing, and now that that map is gone, they might have to recalculate what they're going to do against South Korea. So that might take a little bit of time.
Stop banning the stuff I want to play.
All right, that being said, hopefully... Oh, it looks like we're going to go with image material. Right out of left field there.
40?
Yes.
Okay.
Forget playing
Did not
games.
expect.
Yeah, I do apologize for that, Twitch chat. I'm a bit of a stuttering fool today. Maybe I should be stuttering, Craig. Oh, yeah, I went there. I went there. All right, that being said, guys, it looks like image material is going to be the map that is played. This is US's pick, so hopefully they're going into this with a full deck stacked in their favor, but I'm not 100% sure. This is kind of a speedy pick. South Korea might not have too many problems. Find one.
Each player?
Yeah, like...
Those exist in these teams?
Oh, they don't exist, but believe it or not, there's probably one player on each side that's a little bit weaker than the other one. And, like, I know it sounds mean, but, like, logistically, as a team, when your goal is to win, you want to kind of aim for the weakest link. And that's not to discredit any of the players here because they're all fantastic. But there's definitely got to be clear links somewhere, and that's probably what we're going to see.
So we're looking for the ones who haven't extended humanity yet. Gotcha. Yes, it is only myself and Zedra commentating for this specific match.
And that is unfortunate. We'll get right on that in just a moment.
Not sure how we would though. But anyway, with that, it looks like we are going to start our first match, which is going to be image material. Something I did not expect to get picked up so early. Believe it. That is the joy of these first matches. You get a much better idea of people actually want to play.
All right, so it looks like we're getting into this at the very beginning here. South Korea coming out incredibly strong. We do see a miss from Halogen, and that is not going to be good for the United States. But luckily, we're pretty early. Kobo finding himself a miss as well. That's going to give the United States a chance to come back here, but it might not be enough as Gekido drops as well. That's not going to be good. South Korea continuing to rack up score jackets with an amazing 700 plus combo. Chitose right behind him with the exact same combo. Kobo doing okay. Gekido finding himself another miss. Shadow as well. The US not doing too good on their first pick out of the gate. Holy crap. And we do, yes, OS Radio on the radio, folks. We do apologize for the visual problems we are seeing at the moment. We are working as quickly as we possibly can to get back to that to you. But until then, I will continue to give you a play-by-play with my lovely tones. And as we continue, South Korea is dominating at the moment. Unfortunately, Shadow's screen has completely freezed on my end, so I cannot tell you if the US is even making a somewhat of a comeback, which is really unfortunate. Halogen still playing incredibly well with a 99.32% accuracy. Gekido bringing his 98 up. Kobo, Cheetos, and Jacad's all holding incredibly well. Kobo finding his second win, keeping that combo up. But as I say that, Cheetos is going to drop his accuracy and combo. Will this possibly give the United States a window? I have no idea, as I still cannot see Shadow. And then Shadow picks back up. He is far behind, unfortunately, on my side. Holy crap. Let's try to get that fixed up real quick. All right, I have it back and then it's gone. Yeah, totally blame me. Oh no.
Alright, there's another Radio World Cup.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for Shadow's client to catch back up with the other ones. Yeah, it is quite unfortunate. I can literally see nothing now as everyone has actually lagged out on my side. Oh my god.
Okay, well, at the moment, it does look like South Korea are actually holding a pretty stable lead because everyone has actually caught up on my side. So,
all right, awesome.
Sounds like you need to pick Nick a bit because Shadow is actually holding what I believe is a very impressive full combo.
Well, it does look like he's holding about 1400 at the time that I could possibly see this at, but I'm going to try one more time to bring that back up to view so I can see it as well. Okay, so yet again, all I could do is see Shadow. I have no idea what's going on with my client. I do apologize, everyone, but we will be able to give you the match results as soon as the match is over. It is a long match. From what I could tell before everything went kaboom, South Korea seemed to have it in the lead. Now, of course, the United States could have possibly brought this back, but I have no absolute way to tell you. And then, as I say that, everything lights back up. I can't tell whose score is what at the moment, though, but it looks like there might be a dominant lead for the United States. Is that correct, Deadbeat? Am I reading this right? Is everything good?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm seeing South Korea, kid.
All right. Yeah, everything is absolutely kaboom.
Image material is just too strong.
All right. And as that rolls up, maybe, just maybe, we'll find out what's going on. Actually, I still don't even see results.
The map isn't finished, that's why.
Ah, well, see, that's odd because it's definitely done on my end.
Something went boom.
Something went super boom.
Okay, there we go. Results are up.
Okay, so yeah, that was definitely some super shadow lag there. And now it is finally finished. And it looks like South Korea did take that win over the United States. So first blood has been drawn, and that was from South Korea. I do apologize that you were not able to see that. Unfortunately, there are things that are out of our control, and that was one of those.
So how close that was?
No telling. Absolute no telling. Everything went dark. I've been radio broadcast. Oh, and welcome Juan Crystal, everybody, to the caster's room. He's finally got everything set up. How you doing, Juan?
I'm still pretty mad because I cannot fix my issue. But I hope I sound better than usual. I'm not using my normal microphone, and that's actually the problem.
Yeah, it's a little. It'll work. It'll work.
It will work.
Um,
Yeah, it will.
that being said, it is 1-0 in favor of South Korea.
All right. So that's it was the United States pick, right? I'm pretty sure it
Yes, that
was.
was the US's pick, but unfortunately, I'd love to tell you how it went because I was giving it a play for play at the very beginning and everything was going good. It looked like South Korea had taken an early first lead and then literally everything went black. Quality stream, boom.
Boom. Yeah, I can imagine. Like this pick was probably the best chance for the United States for what I know about them. Like image material, even though it is long, it's mostly a consistency and accuracy pick, and that's what the United States excels. But the problem is that South Korea also do. So yeah, and that combined with the issues that we're having right now that we cannot really fix, I believe. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think I know what's going on there, Juan, but I'm not 100% sure if he'd be able to do that.
But anyways, I apologize a little bit for this kind of issues. Hopefully, we will fix this for the next map. Now, the South Korean team is actually thinking about the pick. Jacats is, I believe,
Yes.
talking with his team about it.
And for those that did miss out on the rolls, it was 84 to 81, and the U.S. won that roll. And South Korea got to ban first, so they went ahead and banned out the T Pazolite map, Ready
Really
Made
big
Love.
love.
Yes, and the United States banned out. Oh my goodness, my mind is just going blank. I freaked out about that block, but no, they
Salt.
banned. Huh?
Assault.
The salt. The salt is real.
Assault.
Assault. Yes, 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 yes. Water assault. Man,
Oh my God, you took so
I'm
long.
super salt. I'm super salt. I don't care. Salt. The salt is real. All
Yeah,
right.
great start to the match.
Yeah. That being said, hopefully everything is cleaned up.
So I believe we already talked. I mean, you already talked a little bit about this matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard fight for the U.S. I mean, they are the reigning champions, but that does not mean very much, as there's been an entire year for improvement all around the board, and South Korea definitely showing that they have superior improvement here at the moment. We have not seen all these players play in everything. This is just the first match. We might see a rebuttal, but to get a first point break point for South Korea is a huge advantage. Not only not only is it a huge advantage mental, it's just a morale boost, everything there. But it looks like we'll be going with some sound Voltex next.
More than
Hellfire.
a morale boost, I will say that it's a hit for the US. Like, I believe South Korea is overall the same thing as before. Like, they know they are the favorite team here, and they don't really have too much to, like, they don't have too much pressure. I believe it's more about the US holding the pressure to take down this team that I believe only lost the map in the group stages because of a disconnect, and that's it.
Yeah. Not to mention, another thing here is they probably got a little bit of pressure to hold the title. As being winners last year, that's a lot of pressure to try to uphold and continue consecutive wins, and that's not something very easy to do. But if anyone is going to do it, it is the team they have together. Now, I will point out one thing. While they have Halogen today, they do not have Zyph, which is a little bit of a blow for them, and they are not feeling as confident, but they should not be
But
worried about it.
here's the thing. I'm not too sure about this, but I believe South Korea doesn't have WinDS. I'm correct.
You might be correct, yes. I can definitely try to confirm that real quick.
Like, if you don't have WinDS, this match will probably end up being just a fight between consistency and accuracy between the two teams. until they
Right.
run out of picks and they go for the long notes. But we don't win the US. South Korea picking long notes is not really a good idea. Same for the US.
I have not seen Moody S yet. So unless to say we'll have for later matches, I'm gonna guess he's not here.
I mean, he should be playing the long note maps if we ever see that happening. But
Very much so.
okay, there we go with the SV. Shadow having a little bit of issues with the accuracy at the beginning. Same for Cabo, but the hit from Shadow is just too big. A miss from him.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. That's going to give that second miss from Shadow. That's going to give a large advantage over. Chitose will find himself a miss along with Shadow and Crubble. That's going to still give the lead over to South Korea there as Jackads and Kobo are still holding incredibly strong. Crubble and Shadow both finding misses. Not looking
Trouble
good for the
behind
US.
95. What was that? Really bad intro by the US here, and I don't think they can take this back anymore. There's still a lot of map left, but the remaining map is not really... I mean, yeah, it is hard, but I don't think Korea will have issues with that. Jackads finally breaking 100%.
Yeah, Kobo finding himself a miss a little bit early on, but that's not going to be too much to stop what has already happened here, as there's about 120,000 points of difference for the South Korea's favor. The United States will have to stay incredibly consistent and hope to see some misses from Kobo and Chitos to see anything, because I don't think Jackads is missing anytime soon.
Yeah, Halogen is still holding the full combo though. That is good for the US, but the difference is just too big here. I don't really see that happening. Trouble with the miss, not being the one that the US needs.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the United States at the moment. We might see a second point very effortlessly by South Korea as well.
Yeah, even Halogen breaking the full combo there. Now Jackads is the only full combo remaining, and he is doing amazingly well. Look at the accuracy. He has 99.9.
Yeah, that's absolutely nuts. Kobo and Chitose will find themselves some misses, but it's so late in the map, it doesn't hold much of a standing. Crubble and Shadow having a lot of problems. Shadow did bring it back for like a second win, was able to get his accuracy and his combo back on point. But as you can see, towards the very end of the map, he had that small dip, and that is where it hurt him most. And that is going to be a second win for South Korea. The United
Yeah.
States is looking a little bit nervous, I would imagine, by now.
They definitely are. Like, you can just see the scores. Halogen, even though he's not even having the best ratio of the multiplayer game, we are used to see that kind of stuff. Now Jackads and Cheetos had better accuracy than him,
Yeah,
and Kobo was actually pretty close.
Yeah, 0.83%, but that's still, that means the world when you're getting into these high stakes. Every percent of accuracy counts, every combo matters. Even if you don't want to hit a 50, it's better than a miss flat outright.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it definitely hurts your accuracy a little less, but
It still hurts.
the problem here is that Scorby 2 is actually Bing for a thing that is more important than before, because we used to see quite a lot of full combos in the earlier rounds, but now with the final, we just saw Jackads with a full combo here this time, and like, this is probably one of the easier maps in the pool.
All right, that being said, it does look like the next match looks like this should be in favor of the United States. They'll have a chance to pick now.
I wonder what the US will pick. Whoa, why? That's cool.
Straight with some leaf.
I mean, this makes sense. They have to pick something with SBs against Korea. I believe if Daiki will coming or not for this one.
Yeah, and free mod being used here. I wonder if the US is going to play it safe and only try to use Hard Rock, or will we see Flashlight play out? It doesn't seem like something that would happen too
Is
much,
this
though, in
free
all
mod
honesty.
though? I don't think it is.
I thought it was.
I thought that it was in the Maple showcase as well, but it's not, I think.
This is a normal thing.
Huh. Why did I see mods? Okay. No, they changed it back. I do apologize. I was trying to give you guys everything as it came out, and there was a whoopsie, and the free mod selection was selected and deselected, and yeah.
Anyways, let's see now if South Korea can actually go through the limbo and beat the US in their own pick once again. You can see everyone is holding the combo so far, I believe. It's a little bit of an advantage for the South Korean team to have accuracy, but trouble missing with a ghost stopping over there. I believe he overhauled a long note. Gekito being the second one falling, and no one in South Korean is actually dropping. Halogen dropping the combo for the US. No more full combos for them. The difference is still not that big because the accuracies are pretty high, but as soon as the map goes on, Gekito finding a miss on those jump trees, that was pretty weird as well. That's probably the time where if you mistime that, you will get a lot of bad judgments, but a miss, it's actually pretty weird.
Yeah, very much so. It does look like we're going to see Gekito and Krubble start to bring that back up, but in all honesty, South Korea here, Jakad's, Kobo both holding around the exact same accuracy, 99.92, 93 now. Like they're mirrored images of each other at this moment. Chitose still holding an incredibly high accuracy as well. That being said, though, Halogen, Gekito and Krubble both
in the
dropping
exact
on
same
the
long
SB
note.
section. That is not going to be good, and that is going to be uneasy. As long as they can keep everything down, we're at the halfway point. Is South Korea stays consistent, this is going to be an easy third point.
They are going to triple FCS SB map, right? Like, this is not even. Come on.
The dream right now, like I'm like gonna cry. Like it looks like South Korea is attempting to try to clean sweep the US, and if the US isn't able to get some footing, that could be a possibility later on in the match. As you can see now, the point difference is massive as we see a triple full combo at this very moment from South Korea on a SV pick, and this is another break point. Man, that has got to be detrimental to the United States at the moment.
Well, even in those SBs, everyone is still holding on. Trouble and Gekito finding misses. But South Korea is still going ham. Only one, there's almost no time left. They're still full comboing everything. The jump tree is finding a miss for Kobo finally. But it's too late already for the United States. Halogen being the only one trying to catch up. But as soon as I mention him, he misses. And that will probably seal the deal here. South Korea with double full combo from Cheetos and Jakad will end up taking the second break point in their favor. Now they're 3-0.
Absolutely crazy what's going on right now. The United States, come on boys, you can do it. Get a second win. You definitely have to come back at this point, or it is just going to become more and more hard for you to get some momentum going. The pool is exhausting. The maps that you're choosing are not working. Could they be outclassed at this point? I don't want to say that because Halogen and all of them have given me reason to believe that that's not the case, but what do you do when the entire team's pulling full combos? There's literally nothing you can do.
Well, here's the point, here's the moment when you figure out that if you don't take South Korea down in the early stages, you'll have a big trouble.
Oh man! So
yeah!
They are going with Voyage 1970. And you can see that Halogen is not very happy about that map, or is he?
I mean, it's his own map, so...
Yeah.
It is because he has a background, like, he doesn't want to spread that to the world. But yeah, this song is absolutely a nightmare for the United States. I can definitely see why Halogen is not really happy about this, because when something has long notes, yeah...
It's like, oh no. Man, I'll tell you what, regardless whoever wins, this is a great match. It's just, I did not expect to see a 3-0 this fast. They're like lightning. They're striking so hard.
Why would Halogen regret making this?
Because, mentally, what I just said, it's something that he loved and he made and he put time into is now being used as a very tactical pick against him. I would hate whatever map I put into any pool if it got into the finals and I was playing. Especially if I wasn't the one loading the gun into the holster, if it was someone else, for example, South Korea here, using it against them. That's never good.
Well, this map is just long nodes, so I can see why the US doesn't really want to see this being picked. But overall, I believe they are doing alright right now. Even though Gekito's missing over there and Trouble as well. Well, everyone is now breaking, but that's probably the hard section, the intro.
Yeah, we will see
Although-
a drop from Chitos, and it looked like Kobo dropped early as well, so we are seeing drops from everyone. But the US is struggling to keep a combo over 100 at this moment.
Well, this song is that kind of song that you cannot really combo well because so many tricky long notes, and Scorby 2 is just absolutely madness. The simple notes are no easy as well.
It just sounds like a song that's just really fitting for long notes anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean the map is really well done. I mean, it's not that it's bad. It just has a lot of long notes, and Scorby 2 that's absolutely destroyed. Like you cannot really face the long note power if you're not a long note player. Like Jackats, for some reason he can play anything, and I don't really know why he's still full comboing, and I hope he misses sometime soon, because if not, I'm just going to be done. There we go.
Juan, no, you can't do that. You can't, like, I curse you. No, that's not good. Jakads was doing amazing. That being
But
said,
see,
though,
Drop, that's what one
Tactic, right?
does.
pretty much. But that being said, it looks almost impossible to stop Korea now, as they've got full steam ahead. Kobo with a 1300 combo, Chitose rising up to the thousands really quick. We'll see a miss there, unfortunately. Gekito also seeing a miss, but literally the only one on their time, and it's over. It doesn't matter. That is going to be another win for South Korea, 4-0. Holy crap.
Like the moment when you see a team that is taking down the US, which was the team that won the whole tournament last year without losing a single map, like honestly, sometimes you just have to give the title to a team already. Like South Korea, please. Like Jakat is hitting 99.6 on this map, which is absolutely unbelievable. But the thing is, that's probably not even his best score. That's the most mind-blowing thing. Like,
One, are you reading chat?
yes, I am, dude.
You little bastard.
But not only that, like, South Korea doesn't have Windy S. Imagine if Windy S was there playing. Like, he will probably get a better score than Jakats in the long
Oh, he's
map.
disappointed in you now, Juan.
Well, why he will be disappointed? Like, he should be proud because he knows that he can be cursed.
He
will be disappointed if-
disappointed.
Like, if he should be disappointed if I actually try to curse him and it doesn't work. Because he should be disappointed about my cursing skills.
At least this wasn't a fault of his own skill. It was just someone else cursing him. That's something to take proud. That's something to be proud of.
I mean, yeah, I have to be proud of that. Like, cursing the #1 player of the whole Sumania ranking system, that's not something that anyone can do.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. And I mean, that being said, the US is definitely giving it their all. They're not sitting here and taking it lightly. It's just there's not much they can do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't get us wrong. Like, it's not that the US is not trying. Like, South Korea is just flat out better. That's the thing. Like, I hate to say that because I really love the US team, and I also really like the South Korean team. But the difference between South Korea and pretty much every single other team in this tournament is just kind of even not fair. I will say it is not fair. And we will see fastest crash as a pick here for the US. Like, what all the teams need to watch right here. I am talking to Brazil, to France, to Japan, to the UK, and even to the US if they are going to rewatch this BOD. Because if the US cannot come back here, which is sadly looking to be the case if they don't win this one, like they need to win this map, but at least they can use the information from this map into a potential rematch. Because imagine that South Korea wins here, they take the whole match, even with a clean sweep, it doesn't really matter. Then US will face one of the 4 remaining teams in the losers bracket for the 3rd place match. That team from the US and every single other one that reached that stage should use this information that South Korea, how good South Korea can perform on some maps, and perhaps train to beat those scores when they think that is actually possible.
That's about their best bet, Juan. That being said, though, like, as we get to see South Korea play this pool right now, you got to be a little bit on the scared side because it seems like the only thing that they really had semi-problems with where their accuracy and combos broke for more than one team member was 1970, which we just saw. And outside of that, there's been a couple like fluke misses, but overall, they just have the speed, the accuracy, and the consistency to keep it going. And that's all they really need at this moment. It doesn't matter if the United States was number one last year and they won. It's not going to do a whole lot of good for them if South Korea can play this map pool consistently. And that's all they need to do.
Yeah, it's looking to be the. Oh, Wisp. Nice miss on the first 4 nodes. But anyways, leaving that aside, this is one of the maps that I really want to see South Korea doing because this map is probably one of the more harder ones to read. It's really dense. And one thing that I want to point out here about this matchup, South Korea-US, even though US doesn't have Sep and South Korea doesn't have a WDS, it's looking to be the case that they don't have him. I will tell you that even though the difference is quite big, I'll say that in a good run, like I really think that the United States is really underperforming today. Like, I won't say that this is the best form the US can bring.
No, not at all. Gekido and Wisp both finding a miss as well, though. It does look like Wisp is having a little bit of problems with the higher speed sections. Accuracy still is pretty stellar, though, still 98%. Not dropping too far as we see Gekido dropping into 96%, possibly even 95% territory before the end of this section. Shadow.
And if he having problems with this one, the end is just going to kill him.
Very much so. Everyone on the US side finding misses quite a bit. Jakad's just playing through it like it's nobody's business, cutting through these maps like butter.
But whoa, there you go, nice Citra.
Oh man,
You're kind of learning. You're learning.
Oh dang. All right.
But, well, here's the thing. You can see here, South Korea, even though they are doing incredible, this is a map that they are not actually full comboing into the first third, which is the easier part of the song. So maybe the US in a better run can actually take down that thing. So
it's a possibility, but like if Shadow and Gekido are having problems with the easy section as well, I can't imagine them doing incredibly well. And I don't know if anybody's actually going to choke at the very end or the 75% mark either.
I don't think anyone will fail this at the end, but there's a chance. Like Kobo and Wisp are actually having issues with this trouble with the Grace nodes. I believe they are trying to get accuracy too hard, and because of that they are missing nodes that shouldn't be missed. It's actually pretty weird. Wisp is missing in so many easy sections that is pretty much unbelievable that he can go through the hard stuff without breaking, but having issues with this ones.
Yeah, and as you can see, Jacket's pulling his combo back up. And this is absolutely crazy. I mean, we see Halogen and Jacket both doing pretty well on the same. Halogen might have a slighter combo advantage, which means the Jacket dropped a little bit earlier, but that's not going to change anything.
Yeah, and Halogen is now breaking over there. That's also not going to help at all. Like, something that I want to point out about this as well is that Shadow is being so inconsistent, honestly. Like, he's the guy that should excel on this kind of maps, and that's not the case. Halogen is being the star right here for the US. In these maps, it should not be like that. Like,
I feel like Final Nerves might be also kind of taking part here as well. Knowing that one of your better players is not going to be there to help you today can definitely hurt you. It hurt the United States last week as well when Halogen wasn't able to play. They didn't perform at their best, knowing they didn't have the ability to swap out team members when they needed to. They do have Daiki, but I do believe Daiki kind of specializes in SVs a little bit more. I do see him playing a lot more when there's SVs involved. That being said, without their other player, that's a kind of a morale hit to you. Wisp will find himself another miss, but as we get closer to the end of this map, everyone but Jackets will find a miss, and we will see the conclusion of this map going over in favor of South Korea. And that is going to bring us to a potential match point for South Korea. The first match of Finals Week 1, and we are seeing a potential sweep for South Korea here. I hate to say that because I'm really rooting for the US here, but there's no way, and ifs or buts, that I can't be like, go South Korea, go. You guys are absolutely dominating this match. Super fantastic. And remember, guys, if you want to go and show more support to the teams, be sure to pick up a banner. I've got myself one for the US. You can pick up one for your favorite team. And remember, if they happen to win, you will be able to keep that banner a little bit longer, and all proceeds will go to funding the prize pool. That being said, we should be getting into our potential match point match now. Um,
This is so like this looks like a movie. Halogen telling those words. United States for once, for the first time in the history since like last World Cup, is actually like almost going to lose. Like
yeah, they felt unstoppable last year. They went through it without seeing a single defeat. And this year they almost played it the same way. But unfortunately, South Korea is like, no, not this time,
I
guys.
will say the US had a harder run than last year this time around. Like they had to even though last year they had to face really hard matchups in general. This time, like Argentina in round 16s, Brazil on quarterfinals, UK on semifinals, South Korea in finals. Like you can discard Argentina honestly, but Brazil, UK, South Korea, three of those are still in the finals. They are having a really hard time, and they're still in this position, even though they didn't have Halogen for the previous match against the UK. Like it's it's so weird to see this happening though. That the US is for once going to lose. I just it's shocking a little bit. And by this difference, it's just wow. It's kind of I will say that it's unbelievable, but
Oh, wow. So they're going to go for embarrassing.
yep, that's looking to be the case. South Korea,
Ooh.
with embarrassing, will try to pull out
Ooh.
the last victory that they need to advance into the grand finals.
Is it bad? I feel like
Uh,
they definitely have this one.
I wouldn't be that surprised if
Like, don't get me wrong. I'll be super happy if I'm wrong, but I just feel like every pick they've done, they've excelled at, and they've been able to break point every point that the U.S. has picked too. I feel like they really put in the time for this. I feel like the time investment they must have put in this week is absolutely crazy. And the worst part about it is someone in Twitch chat's probably going to tell me, oh, dude, they totally didn't play at all. Like, they played like last 2 hours. They're just OP. But for those people in Twitch chat just calling Jackets good, no, he is godlike, a machine amongst machines.
I mean,
So
the good thing about Korea is that they're not only good, they're also hard workers. That's the probably the big difference about some of the teams that are still remaining. Because let's be honest, like even Jackets, even telling Jackets is a monster is of course accurate. You can also argue that Halogen is a monster, that Gil Hermesiad is a monster, that Poke Gadget is a monster, that Bumpyho is a monster. Like you
oh,
have a lot of those in a lot of teams, but none of them, not all of them, have like the hard work that these two teams had at the moment. Like Jackat's full combo that SP map, you cannot do that in your first try. That's impossible. So you can see that even even in a situation where they are actually superior, they are still training. They still want to give their best. They don't want to give a single chance to the other team to actually take anything from them. So that's something that I found really cool about the South Korean team, even though they are blasting through the United States right now. Same goes for the US actually. Like even without Halogen, they practiced a lot and they managed to take down the UK, and that's a big deal as well.
okay. That being said, though, we do have a little bit of information to kind of point out on this one. Halogen holding a double S until just a moment ago, so a quarter through the song with a double S accuracy. That's definitely going to help, as the scores are a lot closer this time. As we see everyone holding a full combo, it looks like the United States might have found a little bit of a second win. It just depends on if they can hold this. Ooh, Shadow is going to drop, and that is going to give the lead over to South Korea big time. Gekido finding a miss as well. Not something they really want to do at this point in the map. Halogen finding a miss. Oh, good gravy.
Yeah, no full combos remaining for the US over there. The Jacks here. Yeah, that's true. The combo dropping from the South Korean side. The Jacks are being a bit too strong for the US right now. Gekido finding another one over there. Same for Shadow. South Korea started to pull ahead by a big margin.
And this is absolutely amazing. Last year's winners, the champions, guys, they are being taken down by South Korea. Not exactly something you'd say wouldn't happen. South Korea's always been very dominant in Mania and a lot of the other game modes as well. They have a very strong presence in the cups. And unfortunately, it does not look like the US is going to have a chance here as we get into like 90,000 point difference on their sides. Now, there is still a little bit of hope, but if Cheetos can maintain that accuracy and that combo, along with Kobo and Wisp, there's not too much of a gap for the US to squeeze into.
Well, only this block of jacks can actually turn around the things, but the miss is coming from the United States side, and the difference, even though it's not that big as before, it's still a difference that is noticeable. You need to find a lot of misses from the South Korean side to take this down. And the only ones missing are actually in the US side. Gekido is having troubles holding the combo. Shadow and Halogen actually recovering, but it's not going to be enough against Cheetos full combo.
Yeah, there's
What
really
is
not
going
much you can
on?
do at that point.
Like, South Korea has always one player in the team that can consistently full combo any of the maps. Like, what? How will you beat that? Like, it's finals tier. It shouldn't be that easy to full combo. Like, you shouldn't see that often. But anyways, South Korea is still doing it for some reason. Cheetos, what have you done right there? Even through the burst of the ends, only 32 200s and 100, 99.64. And with that being said, South Korea will secure at least second spot on this tournament, advancing into the grand finals next weekend. So congratulations for them.
Yes, but
And
that isn't everything for the United States. They still dill pickles, man. No, they still have a possibility to come back and get a rematch, but they will have to fight through the matches that are left in the loser bracket, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
yeah, United States will face the winner of the whole losers bracket, and that should be decided by tomorrow matches. Actually, tomorrow we will have 3 matches in a row, and those will start in like 5 hours and a half, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Those
you
will
are
be
correct.
those will be Japan against the UK will be the first one. Then we will have Brazil against France, and the winner of those 2 matches will face each other.
And then the winner of that match will go up against the United States tomorrow at either 4 a.m. or 7 p.m. Sunday.
Depending on who wins that. Yeah, if Japan is end up being the winner, we will see a 4 a.m. UTC matchup between the United States and Japan. If not, we will see that happening at 7 p.m. of Sunday. But anyways, the next block of matches will be in around 5.5 hours. So you better stay tuned for that, because we're going to see really cool matches.
Yes, very much so. And for those that might be asking, why not do those matches now? Obviously, the reason why is we have to schedule those out for the players and make sure that time zones do not conflict with one another. Getting towards the finals, we want to try to get a comfortable time zone for every player if possible, and use the best time zones that we possibly can. That being said, guys, remember, if you're still interested in picking up a team banner, you can do that at the O's store. Be sure to check that out. All proceeds go to the prize pool, and if you pick the winning team, you will be able to keep your banner for just a little bit longer and raise it proud that you supported the winners of the Mania 4Key 2016 World Cup. That being said,
Can I
guys,
just point one more thing out?
go for it.
To why people were asking why we can't put information. Now, it's 6 a.m. in UK.
Yep.
And in France as well.
I don't think they want to be playing a Mania World Cup match at 6 in the morning, much less getting up at 6 in the morning.
Well, not only that, for Brazil it should be 2 a.m. as well. So
Yeah, but it's super. These teams, like we can't just make them play them super early in the morning. Give us some time to wake
yeah,
up.
I mean, if you watch every single thing, everything is just scheduled. So yeah, we have to follow that.
Yeah, and I do believe that Selene will be with it with us here earlier, no, later
Tomorrow.
in the day. Well,
Oh yeah,
technically it's
like,
tomorrow. Technically
well,
it's tomorrow for me. It's-
technically no. I mean,
Technically, it's for today, so
yeah.
yes,
he'll
but
be here
anyways,
for the next match.
yes, join us back in 5 hours and 30 minutes when we go over the next match. Until then, guys, remember, Rhythm's only a click away, and stay tuned for more coverage for the Mania World Cup 2016 4-key tournament. And have a good one.